Welcome to the blog for this week, and as usual we'll start off with COVID-19 and where we are with that. Where we are is very good. I can advise you that from now on owners can attend the stables. That isn't the stables at a racetrack, the stables of their trainer, to enjoy their horses. As far as the racetrack is concerned, Harness Racing New South Wales is moving towards allowing owners back into those areas. We thought we were getting very close, but the government hasn't reduced the spacing, the social distancing that's allowed amongst people. So we're on hold there. We work with the crowds on course, and of course, as we know, Menangle next week for the finals of the Breeders' Challenge will be a full house of around 2,000 people. That's not including, of course, the trainers and drivers of the horses and the strappers competing on the night. So it's slowly, but it is moving forward. Once again, I ask you, respect the social distancing, respect the hygiene protocols that are in place, and whatever you do, look after the people around you. Where we can, we want to make sure that there is no chance that COVID-19 can spread through the New South Wales harness racing industry. Moving on to the Breeders' Challenge, semi-finals last week at Menangle were outstanding. I hope everybody took in the barrier draws that were on Sky 1 last Monday morning at 10 a.m. The three-year-old semi-finals are this week. The barrier draw will be again next Monday on Sky 1. So tune in around 10 a.m. to watch the barrier draws. We move forward to these magnificent finals for $125,000, plus also the Trots New South Wales finals. It'll be a great evening. If you haven't booked to go on the night, I would suggest you do so right now, because the club is being inundated with people wanting to go to these meetings, and also the fact is that under COVID-19 restrictions there aren't as many spaces as what there can normally be. Anyway, the Breeders' Challenge is right upon us. Those heats last week the semi-finals last week were very, very good. The semi-finals tomorrow night will be outstanding, and we look forward to the finals on October 24. In our highlights of the week, last Friday we started off with two meetings on Friday night, Newcastle and Bathurst. Kevin Pizzuto landed a treble at Newcastle with Arden Missy, Royal Bengal and Spock. The star, however, was 16-year-old Jack Brown, driving his first winner, the Mac Army, for his father David. It was only Jack's seventh drive in a race, so potentially we have another rising star in our driving ranks. The shootout was the feature race at Bathurst, and it was won by Ziggy Rocks, trained and driven by Matt Rue for owner Daniel Cordino. At Tabcorp Park Menangle on Saturday night, the two-year-old semi-finals caught all the attention, with barroom banter only just defeating Tasty Delight. Antonia was a comfortable winner. In the second heat of the Colts and Geldings, What's Up Sunshine was a winner on protest over He Ain't Fakin', while Soho Almasi got the upper hand over Armour Renegade. The first of the two TAB meetings was held at West Wyalong on Sunday, with the winners shared evenly. Two-year-old The Mountain won again for Brett Woodhouse and Rob Norder. The TAB Carnival Cups meeting will be held at West Wyalong this Sunday, where there are 8 terrific races drawn up, headed by the $18,000 West Wyalong Cup. At Canberra, like West Wyalong, the spoils were shared between trainers, drivers and owners, with the Trotters race won by a short half head by John Ogden's Strong Desire, closing out the meeting with a close finish. Kerry-Ann Morris trained a double, and cousin David Morris drove a double at Tabcorp Park Menangle on Tuesday afternoon. It was Junie's turn to resume racing on Tuesday night, where Rob Garrett and Bruce Harpley combined for a winning double with Bonza Guy and Kneebone Jill. At Bathurst on Wednesday night, Bernie Hewitt trained half the program, driving 3 winners, Talk About Lexi, Always Bopping and Infinity Beach, whilst Doug drove the other horse, the Mustang. At Tamworth yesterday afternoon, the winners were shared across the 8 races, with only Anthony Varga driving a double. To close the week, last night at Penrith, Jack Callaghan and Josh Gallagher landed doubles, whilst Tony Zeri from the Sloys bred 3 winners, Far Out Bro and Back in Town, which are half brothers, and Sport Cadet. Slick Sophie, trained and driven by Blake Fitzpatrick, is owned by Jeff Corrigan who is also the managing owner of Melbourne Cup winner Vow and Declare. Whilst the New South Wales trained horse didn't win the Victoria Cup last Saturday night at Melton, the winner, Lochinvar Art, was bred in New South Wales by Peter and Maureen Green, Margaret Morris and Daniel Cordina. Hopefully owner Kevin Gordon and trainer-driver David Moran will bring the son of modern art to New South Wales for the Miracle Mile Carnival. And if you're still looking for a stallion for your mare, Lochinvar Art's sire, Modern Art, is standing in the Hunter at Paul Carmody's Lock End Stud. And to close out the highlights of the week, last Saturday afternoon, the inaugural wedding was conducted at the new Menangle Country Club. Club Director and Owners Association President Michael Brown and Pat Ware were married at the magnificent venue. Congratulations, Pat and Michael. Just a reminder, the New South Wales Owners Association bonus is out there for members to win. They kicked off on Tuesday afternoon at Menangle, where Margaret Morris, Harry Martin and Lynn Fitzpatrick were the winning owners. How you collect the bonus is if a horse owned by a member of the association wins, the owner will receive $500 cash from the association and a $1,500 credit from Australian Pacing Gold. If a horse contests one of the designated bonus races, the association members will receive $100 cash from the association. So when you're thinking about telling your trainer, or asking I should say, to nominate your horse, target these owners' bonus races. Again this week we've received several photos of foals being born around the state. This week, Jackie from Success Sud sent us in these photographs of a Captain Treacherous Grace Robinson filly, an American Ideal Ain't She Great filly, and a Vincent Cracker 3 filly. Success Sud is certainly having a run of fillies this season. On a sad note, I marked the passing of Peter Sullivan. Peter passed away earlier this week after a bit of a stint in hospital following a reasonably long illness. Known to us all as Big Pete, Sully, Trotting Pete, Pete King of the Trotters. He was a man of passion when it came to the Square Gator. To me personally, Peter was the mainstay of the Square Gators here in New South Wales. He was a driving force with bringing the trotters back after they had been banned by the then controlling body. He never worked for himself, he worked for everyone who enjoyed trotters. He was genuine, his word was his bond, he was a great bloke. I spoke to him only last week about having a barbecue at Hawkesbury. To his countless number of friends, to his sister Christine and cousin Dougie Lee and the rest of Peter's family, the heartfelt sympathies of the industry are with you. And on the industry's behalf, I pass on our collective condolences. I just wish to remind participants that the Integrity Division here at Harness Racing New South Wales, headed up by Grant Adams and Michael Prentice, are doing everything they can to deliver to you the level playing field. What they're working at is making sure that those people, those very few people in this sport that wish to take advantage over the others, are caught and ruled out of our sport. This week, you would be aware that they acted on a couple of drug charges. This week, you may not be aware, only yesterday, a massive, major investigation commenced into the use of illicit drugs in harness racing. They will continue to work hard, they will continue to follow up leads, and they'll continue to provide for you a sport where you can believe that you've got a fair crack at winning the spoils and enjoying the industry that we work in. So work with us, be with us. If you know anything, we're quite willing to take whatever you have on board and see if we can track something down. Once again, I'll congratulate our integrity team who are there working for you to make sure that this sport is a wonderful sport to be in and everybody has an opportunity on that level playing field. Well, that is the blog for this week. Don't forget the semi-finals of the three-year-old divisions at Menangle tomorrow night. Don't forget West Wyalong on Sunday. Most importantly, if you get a three-year-old through to the finals of the Breeders' Challenge on the 24th of October, the barrier draw will be done live on Sky next Monday morning from 10 a.m. Have a great week. Hope you have plenty of winners, but most of all, I hope you enjoy your harness racing.